questions for the Bible in just a few minutes. We are in Genesis chapter 9, verse 6. And as always, we're just going to dive right in to the Bible. And God is laying down the law. He said, whoever sheddeth man's blood, by man his blood shall be shed. So he is saying clearly that he is for the death penalty. So if you are a devout Christian or a Jew and that you believe in the Torah, the Old Testament, my question is to that, because I genuinely want to know. I'm not making an insult here, or I want to know, how do you reconcile the death penalty if you don't believe in it? Because there are a lot of Christians that do not believe in the death penalty. So if God is declaring that to be the case, I would really appreciate any comment from a scholar, devout Christian. How do you reconcile that with a death sentence if somebody sheds somebody else's blood? God is clearly ordering that. Then it jumps immediately into man was made in God's image. So there's no separation, there's no story, there's no anything else. It just instantly jumps into that. So this is interesting to me, because if man is created in God's image, where is God's physical body? Where does he live? Does he just instantly appear? There's no explanation of what that means, because it implies a whole lot of things. That he can just materialize. He can. We already know from the previous chapters that with his word, sound and vibration, he can create something into matter. So it seems like he could just instantly create whatever matter that he wants. But then is the matter that he created, which is something special about that after it goes away? There's just a lot of really minutia, some really interesting details that are missing from that I find fascinating. So if y'all have any comments or suggestions on that, I sure would appreciate it. And the third question is, does God have a body similar to ours? Does that imply he had, because it does imply that he has organs? That also means sexual organs. So if we're in God's image and we obviously have sexual organs, that means God has sexual organs. Why does God have sexual organs? And who is God having sex with? Because, as it stated previously in Genesis and some of our other videos, we talked about this in great detail. The sons of God took daughters of men and created an entire new race. We've already gone over that. So that is fascinating. So the sons of God have done that. So if y'all have an explanation for that, I sure would appreciate it, because it's lacking in the Bible. And I don't believe that anybody can come up with a concrete answer for that, because it does not exist in the Bible. And if it does, please point that out to me. And the fourth question, how does God reflect? God is, we're similar to God, so we can just think that God is this manly, human-like creature that he decides one day he regrets creating man. He decides he's only going to save Noah and Noah's wife and his two wives and his 3 sons and their wives. He destroys everybody else. He wants to kill everything else, and does kill everything else according to the Old Testament. How does God come to the conclusion that, okay, I kill everything, but now I don't want to kill anything anymore? Does God meditate to himself? Does God keep a journal? How does God reflect? It doesn't say how he came to that conclusion. Like, what changed in God's mind that all of a sudden man is worth keeping? That wraps that up. If you guys are interested in other topics that are outside of the Bible, topics that help know yourself, help to know others, topics that help us really communicate in a deep way so that we can ultimately meditate and commune with that source of all things, that as you delve deep into the Bible, it seems more clear as time goes on that this may not be the exact source of all things. And I'm sure that it would offend a lot of people, but it's really difficult to believe that God kills and then decides not to kill and then kills again. Done. Maybe I'm just wrong. I don't know. But I'm in this exploration and journey with y'all, and I appreciate you going with me, because this is a deep spiritual journey. But we talk about a bunch of other topics in the mysticsofTexas.com, and we get together every Sunday at 1:15. So if you're interested in getting together with a fantastic group to discuss those things, check us out at the Mystics of Texas. That's our other YouTube channel, and on our website, mysticsofTexas.com. Thank y'all, and we'll see you next time.